How you going, guys? I thought today, with the honest, winter only days away now, and an east coast low hitting the system, I thought I'd show you a couple of things that you may be interested in regards to maintenance on your kayaks. So I think what we might do is start with the really simple stuff first, and I'll run you through that. So I might just put this camera on. Just give me a second. Shouldn't take long. Okay, so let's see. Alright. See all the gravel rash here. So I've already done the other side. I've cleaned it up over the other side there. You can probably see that. So just here, all the gravel rash. Let me show you how I address that. So first thing you want to do is give it a wipe down. Get rid of any little bits of gravel and stones and things like that are there. Heat gun. Now, you probably want to be a bit careful here. So, this is an American-made kayak, Wilderness Systems. Hobie, Native, Jackson, and a few others. You're pretty safe doing this because these are real thick. One of the ways to tell them if they're real thick is to going through one of your hatches and feel how thick the actual polyetholene is, the plastic. The other thing you can do is, without any seats or anything in the kayak, if it's a very heavy bit of kit, then you know it's pretty thick. Right? So what I'm going to do here, so we're just tidying it up. So here, you can see that small tear there. So we're just going to use a polyethylene scraper. It's just a paint scraper, a couple of dollars at your local hardware store. And you can see, straight away, I got rid of that ridge. Wow, hot. Got rid of that ridge, and it's pretty flat there now. So you just along here, do a real quick okay, so there's nothing else along here that really needs me to attack it with that, so you carefully lie the paint scraper down. Okay, a bit more water. It's a sanding block, so that's actually a medium one. Don't panic. It's not going to come out terrible. So there's a real advantage to this. You get more speed out of your hull. So over the years, all these scuff marks build up, and you wind up creating drag. Okay, so as the water evaporates, you will notice that the hull has, where I've taken to it with the sanding block, it's quite cloudy. And you will think to yourself, oh my God, what is he thinking? So like I said, with the serious heavyweight kayaks, the wildies, the Hobies and so on, you can get away with doing this You have to be real careful with the thin hulled kayaks, the cheap plastic kayaks that you can buy, because you can very, very quickly destroy the hull on the kayak. You can wind up with a huge malted dip in it, or worse. Okay, so this doesn't look real attractive, does it? But watch what happens when we do this. Now we're going to start to get this plastic bit off. So now we are starting to melt the plastic. So what I'm doing here though is I'm being very careful. I'm melting just the surface of the plastic. And this is what I meant. This is really where you have to be very careful. If you've got a cheap polyetholene kayak, you want to be very careful about what you're doing. I'd probably even suggest, if you haven't done it before, maybe practice on something you don't want to keep. Go get a $2 plastic bucket from a shop and start taking to that with a heat gun first. So I think you get the picture, you can see what's happening here. So this is that section before that you remember, where you use the plastic scraper, the polycarbonate scraper, not polycarbonate, polyethylene. Like I said, you do have to be very careful. You wind up with a nice, smooth, shiny hull. So all the tiny little bits and pieces here, we're actually welding them together while we're doing this. It's melting them. And I'll talk about that in a minute, about welding on these kayaks. And just move it along, bit by bit. Don't think you're going to do this in a rush. Carefully, don't burn a hole in your kayak when you put your heat gun down. Now you can see what I mean. Look at that. That's all nice and smooth now, and you can see that's what it was like after I've scuffed it up. Now I'll give you another handy. So some people will tell you to cut these bags off. These bags are actually your plastic hull, and you don't cut them off, weld them back into place. And what do you do about things like that? Well, that's more hull, but what we might do there, that's actually not that deep, it just looks worse than what it actually is. So let's talk about the keel. So you might have noticed that I've got some black tape here. Now this is not ordinary black tape. This is what's called Keel Easy. So yes, Keel Easy is a tape. That's what it looks like. This is genuine Keel Easy. It's got the blue backing on it. Right. But there is a trick to applying Keel Easy. Now when you apply Keel Easy, it gives you it's quite a hard finish to that tape, and it's abrasion resistant, and that'll last me a good year or two. And along there I've built all of this up with some polyethylene rod to because it was quite badly gouged. I'm about to replace the sacrificial skeg that goes there, but this cops a terrible amount of treatment. So Keel Easy tape along there, right? And I'll show you in a little while. You pull the self-adhesive backing off, cut it out, and you lay it down. Stick it in place. But there is a trick to it, and you take to it with your heat gun. And I'll apply some in a little while, and I'll show you what it actually does. So just hang in there. Applying Keel Easy tape. So this area at the front also cops a real flogging. So I've gone over it with my medium grade sanding block. I've got everything nice and smooth. Take to it with a sponge. What I'm going to do here is similar to what we just did in tidying the hull up, but not too worried. What I'm looking for here is just to welding back into place any other little bags and that are just sitting around, and then I'll show you how we apply the Keel Easy tape. So things like the reason I'm doing this is because you don't want to be doing this after you put the Keel Easy tape on, because you'll probably just melt the crap out of the Keel Easy tape. Okay, so I've got the area prepped. What I'm doing now is I'm spraying it with some Windex. So you want something that will clean it, that leaves absolutely no residue. You do not you want it really clean, and you want no residue. If you have any residue, that's when you're going to have problems with your tape coming off. The other thing that I've done is I've cut some notches in my tape there. So I've cut the tape to length already. I've cut some notches because when I fold it over the bow, it's all going to crinkle up if I don't cut notches in it. Alright, so I had also previously that had been ground down a little bit, so I did a little spot of welding and built that up a bit. So just a note on Keel Easy, there are two types of Keel Easy. So if you're doing a polyethylene kayak like this one, so a plastic kayak, you need to make sure that you buy the original Keel Easy, not the version 2 or whatever it's called, because version 2 is made for composite materials and doesn't stick real well on plastic, basically. So you want to line this up so that you're in the middle. Like so. And then it's self-adhesive. And you just need to make sure that if you want it to look right, you've got to make sure you get it on nice and straight. Like so. And then fold it over your bow, like so. Okay. Now here's the trick that you need to know. You will need a pair of gloves, at least one glove. So I'll just dial my heat gun back a little bit. Okay. So you want to stick the keel easy down, like so. Work your way along. Get it on, like so. Okay. Now, you need to gently warm the thing up, but it will be too hot to touch. Hence the glove. Now what this does, the tape is quite thick, so it helps mould the tape to your hole shape better. But more importantly, what it also does is it activates the self-adhesive on the tape when you wind up. You don't wind up with tape peeling up a couple of weeks later. If I didn't have my gloves on, like I can feel the heat pretty intensely through the gloves, so I'm only doing short bursts of it. As I'm moving along. Quite hot. And that is your keel easy applied. What that'll do is that'll go quite hard, and it's bonded on. That's how you do that, and that will protect the hull big time. Now I better get back to cleaning up the rest of this. That will look like that as soon as I've finished. So it's not new, but hell of a lot better than that, don't you think? Okay, I said near the beginning that we were going to replace the sacrificial keel. That's this thing here. What this is designed to do, it's a replaceable part on your kayak. The idea is that when you're lifting it by the nose and you're portaging it, across sand, gravel, rocks, that sort of stuff, timber, you don't wind up wearing away your actual keel. I had to do a weld job on a good quality kayak that doesn't have a sacrificial keel only recently, and that took a lot of hours to build that up because they'd actually worn the thing right down and then through. So that was, throw away a $3,000 kayak or fix it. So the sacrificial keel, when you're buying a kayak, it's a good thing to see if the kayak has one. Most of your good quality kayaks have them, not all, but most do. And it's really worthwhile. When you're putting them on, make sure you're using stainless steel hardware, and make sure when you put it on that it is straight, because it will affect the steering of the kayak if it's not straight. There we go. Now I've gone and run over here with my heat gun, which I've now finished with. So last thing you do when you're tidying up is some 303 or something similar. I like the 303. It really helps rejuvenate the plastic, and you'll see what I mean very, very shortly. Just rinsing your kayak down and treating it with 303 once a month is probably a good idea anyway, especially when you're out in a lot of sunlight. There are other products out there. That's just the one I use. I like it. It doesn't damage the plastic. It's designed to enhance, protect the plastic as well. Now, you remember what it looked like before we even started, and basically all I've done there is a quick job, and everything so much smoother now. It will glide through the water so much better, and that's important. So I'm actually going to go over that one more time, cleaning it up one more time so that it comes up like the other side did. But there you go. Sorry about the truck then. Anyway, I hope that's been of some use to you. For more information on the Keel Easy, the 303 that I used to finish it off, and anything else that I've used, I'll link everything in the description below to make it easy for you.